Rooster Fighter had so much hype around the manga that my expectations for the anime were actually pretty high. I kept seeing posts, discussions, and people talking like this was going to be one of those weird but surprisingly amazing stories. So when the anime finally came out in spring 2026, I went in thinking, okay, maybe this is going to surprise me. And after watching it, my first reaction was, who hyped this one this much? Because for me, this completely misfired. I understand the concept is supposed to be weird. A rooster fighting giant mutant demons sounds ridiculous on purpose. But the problem is, the anime never made that ridiculous idea work for me. Before going into the rant, small side note, I also made a spring 2026 anime recommendation video with only a few anime that I actually felt were worth your time this season. Check it out after this video. Now let's talk about what went wrong with Rooster Fighter. The first big issue for me was the protagonist setup itself. Watching a small rooster fight kaiju-sized monsters looked strange in the anime, and not strange in a fun way. It looked strange in a way where I kept asking myself, am I supposed to take this seriously, laugh at it, or just accept it because the story says so? Maybe this idea works better in still panels, but in anime form, it just didn't hit for me. The fights didn't feel exciting enough, the scale didn't feel convincing enough, and the rooster versus giant monster visual looked more awkward than entertaining. Then we have the humans in this world, and this was one of the weaker parts for me. The humans mostly feel like background characters placed there only so the story can say the rooster is saving humanity. Their reactions also didn't feel consistent. Sometimes people seem aware that these roosters are helping them. Other times, they barely acknowledge them, and in some scenes, they even try to catch them. Because of that, the world felt uneven to me. If giant mutant demons are regularly appearing, and humans are mostly helpless against them, then the creatures fighting those threats should have a stronger presence in that world. The story itself also didn't give me enough reason to stay invested. The basic idea is simple. Humans turn into mutant demons through extreme emotions, pain or suffering, and then the rooster comes in to fight them. That setup is not completely new. We have seen many similar stories. The only major difference here is that the hero is a rooster. And for some people, that may be enough. Maybe the weirdness itself is the entertainment. But for me, just changing the protagonist into a rooster was not enough to make the story interesting. If the emotional side, the world, the action, and the characters don't connect properly, then the weird concept alone cannot carry everything. And then comes the animation. The monster scenes really didn't work for me. Some parts were okay, but overall the monster animation felt weak. When your entire anime depends on giant mutant demons and over-the-top fights, those scenes need impact. They need weight. They need that crazy energy where you think, okay, this is ridiculous, but at least it looks cool. I didn't get that feeling here. The monster moments looked bad to me, especially when the anime needed them to be the main attraction. And because the fights didn't excite me, the whole show became even harder to continue. The biggest problem is that Rooster Fighter feels like it wants to be absurd, emotional, action-heavy, and funny at the same time. But for me, those elements didn't come together. The comedy didn't land enough, the action didn't look strong enough, and the emotional monster concept didn't hit hard enough. Maybe the manga sells this madness better through artwork and paneling. I can't fully judge that because I haven't read it myself, but as an anime-only viewer, it just didn't work for me. It would have been better if the anime made the characters' behavior more consistent, or made the world react properly to what was happening. Because here, it felt like the Rooster team was playing around with monsters, while humans were there mostly for decoration. At that point, why even build a serious world around it? A simple Rooster Team versus Monster Fight series would have been enough. Just go fully crazy with the battles, make it stylish, make it funny, make it wild, but don't give me a world that expects me to care, and then make that same world feel empty. So my recommendation is very simple. Don't waste your time unless you are already curious about the manga or you enjoy extremely weird action concepts. For me, this anime was completely disappointing. I dropped it in the middle and I don't have the courage to go back. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.